Hi, G-Ram. How are you tonight? How you doing? Now, G-Ram, I know that you submitted some money after the live stream ended the last time. Now, I don't know if that was because there was a delay on our end or if that was a donation. But if that was not a donation, you are more than welcome to ask 2 questions since you donated $10. But if it was a tip, then thank you very much. No worries, no worries. Whenever you can always ask. I'm going to be here Monday through Friday at 9 p.m. Pacific, which that would mean midnight your time. I will be here Monday through Friday this whole entire week. So whenever you want, or you can always come and chat meanwhile also as well, of course. Besides, people are barely coming in, so it's a Monday. What can I say? Even my jewelry is taking its time on trying to get in the hole. Jessica Bola, if you are here, I did receive your payment a few hours ago. So whenever you're ready, you can submit your question. Alrighty, so we're going to go ahead and use the Witch's Tarot by Ellen Dugan. So I hope you guys enjoy the images and the messages for you. So let's go ahead and see, what does the universe or what does God would like you to know right now? Okay, so we have in the bottom of the deck the Magician in reverse, and then for your spread we have 6 of Pentacles in reverse, 4 of Pentacles in reverse, the World, 7 of Wands in reverse, 7 of Pentacles, and then we end the reading with 5 of Cups. So basically I asked it as a yes or no question. Is there something right now that the universe really wants you to know or wants to warn you about? Not necessarily. It's really just talking to me about um, your life's routine, and just things we've talked about before about your life's routine and about how it's getting a little boring and it's getting a little dull, and we need to do something about that because this can lead a little bit to depression, um, lead a little bit to feeling a bit lonely, and but the problem is being able to get to know someone. We can be very protective of ourselves to the point where we don't allow ourselves to uh, be approachable or to be approached, you know. But other than that, I mean, they're telling me here, other than something new, no. They're just pointing out to the idea of feeling bored, feeling dissatisfied with life right now, feeling bored with life right now, and how this can lead to depression. And we're looking for a successful conclusion to this situation, okay, with the World card. This is why we're here. We're looking for a successful ending, okay? We want a happily ever after for you. And you do too. That's what the cards are taught. That's the reason why this is happening in the first place. This is why we're having this reading in the first place. It's because you do. At the end of the day, you do want a happily ever after, you know? Do you have any other questions for me, G-Ram? Do you want to wait for your last question? So you want to know, please tell me what will happen for me with my living situation in the future. Okay, so let's specify that a little bit. Are you looking to move? Are you worried about your landlord not renewing your lease? Are you right now house hunting, apartment hunting, room hunting? What's your situation? What exactly do you want me to ask regarding your living situation? Like, do you want to know if you're going to end up selling it? Do you want to know, should you sell it? I just want to know, how exactly do you want me to ask your question? Like, do you want to know, should you sell the place? Do you want to know what's, because you're telling me you purchased a co-op. Not sure what that is, but I'm guessing it's a living situation. You purchased something, you're happy, has a few flaws, but you're happy. Okay, I understand that, but do you want to know, should you sell it? Do you want to know how much longer do you want to know if it's a good thing to invest your money into fixing your co-op? Or is it going to be a money pit? What exactly is your question here? Okay, so you want to know if this is going to be a good investment, or if this is basically going to be a money pit. We're going to be using the Influence of the Angels Tarot by Jody Baczynski Barbesi. So I hope you enjoy the images and the messages just as much as I hope I will. So let's go ahead and see what the cards have to say for you regarding this situation. Let's see if this would be a good investment, or would it be a money pit? Should you invest on your new little co-op? Should you put money into it to fix its little flaws? All right, let's go ahead and see what the cards have to say for you. All right, so in the bottom of the deck, we have the Hermit. And for your spread, we have King of Cups, the Fool in reverse, 10 of Pentacles in reverse, the Star, 8 of Wands in reverse, and also the Ace of Pentacles. I mean, it's not going to be anything where you're going to bring the place to a much higher value than you probably anticipate. It'll bring the value back up, but it's not going to be like a significant amount or anything like that. As a matter of fact, I think it will take away time from your social life. I think at the same time, I think it would make you feel very cautious about ever getting into a project ever again after this experience. I think that's what it would do to you instead. So not only would you isolate yourself with the Hermit and the Eight of Wands in reverse, no social life, at the same time after this experience, you're just going to be very cautious as in the future about coming into projects and thinking about it really long and hard before jumping into a project like that again. So I think if it's one of those things where, it becomes more of an art project rather than something where you want to fix it where it's practical enough to sell it, or where it's functional enough, then at least have fun with it. I think as long as you know that this is something you want to stay with, the property, the neighborhood, and you have some really cool ideas in mind, then I would say do so. But other than that, think about it. Do you think it would be worth the sacrifice, the social sacrifice, and to the point where it might discourage you, to the point where you're going to be thinking, 3 times before you get into another art project again, So the cards are really telling me it's really up to you and how you see the situation. It's really more heading towards a no. But this would teach you a really interesting lesson, because I think being alone would be a very spiritual experience for you as well. So not only will it teach you this lesson, I think it would be a spiritual experience. So I would say if it's really worth it for you, totally. If you can find some reason to want to do this, like if you really like the neighborhood, you really like the architecture of the house, especially if it's like some Edwardian, I don't know, if you got some gorgeous house that you think it might be worth it, then do it. But from what the cards are telling me, it's kind of giving me like a 50-50 here. But it's telling me it's going to take a lot of time, and it's the only thing that's going to really make it worth it if it's something you love, or at least you turn it into something you love rather than just fixing it to the point where it's functional. Make it fun, make it you, make it something where you feel like it's worth it, because it's going to take a lot of your time. Do you have any other questions for me, Jessica? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and see if we see you in a committed relationship anytime between now and within the next 5 years from now, okay? So between now and December 31st, 2029. Do we see a relationship? Do we see Jessica Bola, Cancer, getting into a committed relationship? Alrighty. So we have right here the Tower in the bottom of the deck, and for your spread, we have Six of Pentacles in reverse, the Devil in reverse, Six of Swords in reverse, the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, Page of Swords in reverse, and also the King of Wands. I do see blasts from the past, so I do see people from your past who would want to come in between now and within the next 5 years. I feel like there's still a lot of lessons here that we need to learn. A lot of lessons here that we need to learn. I feel like when it comes to exes, this is talking to me about how if it doesn't feel the same for you anymore, then obviously there's no point in revisiting that. But if there is someone in your life who really puts the effort, then otherwise put the effort. But as far as exes are concerned, there's no reason in revisiting them if their spark is not there anymore as it once used to be. I still don't see any new relationship. It's still, the more cards I keep pulling out, it keeps talking to me about situations that are not done, relationships that are not done, where the soul contract is not done. Things are going to be revisited here. But this is to remind you, there's a lesson here to remind you that you are someone that has worked so hard on yourself. You've tried your best to be the best version of yourself, the more evolved version of yourself. And you know, these low vibrational people they're not worthy of your attention. And I think that's what the lesson is here, is stop giving low vibrational people your attention, not even an ounce of your attention. You are someone who needs to reap what they have sown. because you've worked so hard on yourself. So if that's the case, don't entertain situations that aren't worth it. And even if if there isn't an ex right now that's shown up, that's irrelevant. We're talking about within the next 5 years, what's going to be happening. And I'm really seeing this about people from your past showing up and just wasting your time and not entertaining these at all, because there's lessons here, okay, about how you are someone of value. Okay, so I don't see a relationship within the next 5 years, but I am seeing exes who want to come back, and they're just really telling you here, let's not entertain them. Okay. So Jessica Bola, do you have any other questions for me before I continue on with the next person? All right, Jessica, thank you so much for once again coming in. Don't forget to like this video, and I'm sure you have subscribed already, but if you haven't, don't forget to subscribe, and I hope to see you again this week. All righty, so J-Ram, we're back to you. And then I just received a payment from Allie Avery. Thank you so much. I will be with you in just a second. So Raisa has mentioned her coworker Raul, and you want to know if you're just being paranoid or what's going on. So I'm going to go ahead and ask if there's something romantic going on between Raisa and Raul, or if at least we see her, Raisa, feeling interested in Raul. Okay, so let's go ahead and see that. Well, actually, let's pick a different deck. Hi, Taco, or hi, Max. So there isn't a long list. There's one more question for G-Ram. We have one question for Allison, for Allie Avery, and if you want to go ahead and submit a payment, you would be after those two questions. Okay, so I think she's quite optimistic. I think she is interested in him, and I think she is playing a little hard to get. I think she wants to get pursued by him a little bit. But I don't think that there is a relationship right now. But I definitely do think that there is some interest here. He's a person that needs to grow. I feel like Raul is someone that needs to grow, but I think he will change. I think he'll eventually turn a leaf. I don't know if it will be during the time when they'll still be together, or if something, if hypothetically speaking, something manifests, right? But I do see that she is interested. But yes, I do see right now currently she is interested. I feel like she wonders what he thinks. I do feel like he is someone who's a bit immature, who still has some room for improvement and for growing up a little bit. But yeah, that's what I see. Okay, so G-Ram, do you have any other questions for me tonight? Because she mentioned him twice. Yeah. Do you happen to know Raul's zodiac sign? Alrighty, J-Ram. Well, thank you so much for coming in tonight. Don't forget to like this video, and I hope to see you again soon. Alrighty. So Allison is a Scorpio. Juan is a Sagittarius. What actions or attitudes from me could help shift the current energy between us? Okay. Let me see. What deck should I use for this one? We'll use the Dark Fairy Tale Tarot for this one with Los Carabello. All right, so in the bottom of the deck, you have the Eight of Swords. And then for your spread, we have the Devil in reverse, the Fool in reverse, Three of Pentacles in reverse, and then we have as your outcome the Six of Swords. My dear, it's gotten to a point where you feel stuck. You feel stuck. You have in your heart written vampire. You probably can't tell right here through the screen, but she has written straight across in blood vampire. And the first thing that I thought of was the person that we're talking about, Juan. You feel stuck. Stuck in a situation or in a relationship, situationship where it almost seems like we're not seeing the reality of the situation. We have rose-colored glasses. We're dealing with someone who takes a lot from you. Energy, time. Things don't feel the same way as they used to. But your challenge here is to stop making the sacrifices that you have been so used to doing, because you are a giver. That's a fact. You are a giver, and you don't have a problem in giving or giving your part in a relationship. Your advice is to stop giving your part, because the moment you will stop giving is the moment you'll start naturally walking away from this situation. This isn't a good card to see, and I was really, really called to use this deck for you. And to see this card as your overall theme, that made me feel like you're dealing with a narcissist, or you're dealing with some sociopath, or someone who just takes and takes and takes, and it's crazy because, you know, you've been doing so much for this person. And I mean, we've all been there. I've been there, you know, and from what I'm seeing is that, you know, we don't feel the same way anymore, you know. But at the same time, we're still attached to each other right here. The cards want you to stop putting so much effort. As a matter of fact, just stop putting effort, because you still want to. You still want this to work. But I feel like the moment you stop is the moment where you will naturally start moving on from this. And naturally, without forcing yourself. Allison, do you have any other questions for me tonight? Allison, you are more than welcome to ask another question, but for each question, you have to submit a donation. I applied at 2 work-from-home jobs. The first one said my background screening is pending and have the second interview with the second one tomorrow. Alrighty. So I'm going to go ahead and see if you're going to get one of these 2 jobs, okay? Whenever you're ready, Allison, feel free to submit your donation for this question. I literally just got it. Alrighty. So in the bottom of the deck, we have the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. And then for your spread, we have, will you get any of these 2 jobs? I got a definite no. A definite no. And obviously they're telling me that you will find out. So they're probably going to let you know. They're probably going to send you a Dear John letter or something. And it's going to feel like this is just like a financial vicious cycle. It's going to feel like a vicious cycle, like you're stuck in this vicious cycle. Meditate. Work on the Sylvan method and continue looking forward. But would you get one of these 2 jobs, or at least one of them? I gotta know, and I got a definite no. Allison, do you have any other questions for me tonight? All right, Taco Fillings, whenever you're ready, go ahead and submit your questions. Alrighty, so I do remember that you're a Taurus. What is your partner's zodiac sign? Name and zodiac sign. You're so funny. You're smoking a vape too? What kind? Yeah, mine is cannabis too. It's a stizzy. I don't smoke cigarettes, or at least not much. Once in a very blue moon. Funny enough, I'm smoking purple punch. So. By the way, I didn't say, I'm using the Influence of the Angels Tarot for you as well. All right, so we have 5 of Pentacles, 4 of Cups in reverse, 6 of Wands, and Page of Swords. And you guys are married, right? We have King of Swords. So someone here has the temptation to become quite detached and quite cold when something goes wrong, whether that's within the relationship or within the personal life. Someone here tends to get pretty cold, gets pretty detached. Yeah, you guys are married. Okay. Well, one thing is for certain here is that in order for this to survive, in order for this to work, and I'm talking about this as far as indefinitely, not just right now, I'm talking about for the rest of y'all's lives, is to focus on the prize, to focus on the outcome. With the 6 of Wands, what's the outcome here? To spend the rest of your lives together, right? I figured that's the reason why you guys got married. And that's the 6 of Wands, the happily ever after, till death parts us, right? And with the 6 of Wands being the card of success, the card of the ultimate, of achieving the ultimate in a situation, getting 100% of what you want in a situation. That's what this is. The Six of Wands, and that being in the position of your advice, that's basically saying focus on the end goal here. And the end goal here is, whether we have, problems or, arguments or moments where we feel like this might not survive, whether that's right now or not right now. If you're looking for advice in your relationship, this is basically saying focus on the end goal. What's the end goal of any marriage, right? Till death parts us, to make sure that it lasts until, death parts you guys, right? So, because in the current situation, we have the Five of Pentacles. Either there was an argument or there is going to be an argument, and there's going to be this feeling of abandonment or this fear of abandonment. Because there is this thing about someone who gets pretty cold or pretty detached. Or there's this feeling where when we get into arguments, because there are certain people who feel this way. Sometimes certain people fear arguments in relationships because they feel like it's over, it's done, maybe that could be us sometimes, maybe not all the time when we argue with someone, but maybe that could be something that could feel, recently. Okay, there you go. So, like I said, either there was a breakup and there was something here of being left out in the cold, or a separation, because you guys are married. Or, like I said, this is a fear of abandonment and stuff like that. So I'm seeing that being an issue, but we need to focus on, the end goal here. The end goal here is making sure that it lasts. That is all. And because what's the challenge, or what's the problem here, is Four of Cups in reverse. So the central issue of this whole thing is sometimes when we're dissatisfied or we're a little bored in a relationship, sometimes we like to stir the pot, and we really sometimes don't notice that. That could be you. That could be the other person. Okay. So no matter what I do, I feel like it's unfair because I've earned trust. I'm so trustworthy, but her insecurities keep her from feeling secure regardless of me. Well, think about it. You're a Taurus, right? So Taurus is just like any other earth sign or a water sign. We can be and this is more on a general basis, okay? We don't freak out so much like a fire sign would, or like how an air sign would, when it comes to, loyalty and relationships, because I think they know better than the rest of us how shitty the world is. And you're very secure in yourself, exactly, because you're grounded, and much like very earth signs and water signs. And I can even say this for myself, like, even though I've been cheated on a lot, and I've been in many relationships where people were unfaithful to me, I never, even when I came into the next relationship, I came in on a clean slate. I was not, the type of person that, gone on someone's ass because I didn't trust them. Nope. So, and I think as a fire sign and as an air sign, they know very well how shitty the world can be. And that little reminder, and then in combination with, again, what we talked about, the fear of abandonment, the fear of being left behind. And sometimes with that Four of Cups in reverse, sometimes, it could be maybe she feels like she bores you. Maybe she feels like, you're dissatisfied and you might do something else. Something with someone else, Because the Four of Cups in reverse is the fear or the challenge of boredom, right? I deal with trauma by empowering myself to rise above those traumas. Other people don't let go of their trauma, fears, etc., etc. Mm-hmm. But with the Page of Swords, I feel like there's going to be a confrontation about this. I feel like there's going to be a conversation about this. I don't think it's going to be anything where it's going to get nasty or anything. I just feel like this is going to be a thing where what needs to be said will be said with the Page of Swords. But as far as your advice, the Six of Wands is just to focus on the prize, to focus on the end goal here and why we're here, why we are here. Just focus on that. Why are you here? Why are you still fighting for this? Same reason why you married her in the first place. And I think as long as you remember that and you continue to remember that, and she remembers that, I think you guys will be fine. I mean, they didn't really tell me anything crazy or major that needs to be fixed. They're just saying just continue to focus on that Six of Wands. And if you want to Google the Six of Wands or want to read up on it, I mean, it's really just talking about success. So basically your advice, the card of success, is really just to focus on why you guys did this in the first place. Because I mean, the end goal or this, to anything that marks the success of a relationship, a romantic relationship, would be marriage, right? So focus on the marriage. That subject goes deep, but she knows that would never happen. I want her to fix her shit already. I'll keep fighting for sure, though. That's good news. So yeah, the cards didn't give me anything major that needed to be fixed or anything. But I think they really highlighted the boredom, or maybe her feeling the fear of you being bored and you leaving her behind. And I'm seeing that being a problem or something she fears or something she thinks about a lot. But I can understand your frustration as to, like, because I've been in those situations too where, people are freaking out and it's like, but I'm not doing anything. And it's a little annoying. Do you have any other questions for me, Max? All right, so I'm going to simplify the question a little bit more. I'm going to ask if she is fulfilling her career / life purpose. Alrighty, so in the bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Pentacles. And then for your spread, we have 8 of Swords in reverse, 5 of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles in reverse, Page of Wands, King of Wands in reverse, and also Page of Swords in reverse. So we end the reading with Page of Swords once again. I don't think so. And as a matter of fact, I do think she is going to be confused about that little sector for a little bit. She's going to be indecisive, and I feel like there's going to be a moment where I feel like she's going to pause, and it's going to seem like she's not doing anything about it or about figuring that out, because I feel like there's a lot of indecisiveness. And again, I feel like what's occupying her mind the most is being left behind. I feel like that could be a big distraction. It's been that way. LOL, totally. I feel like she's not going to want to talk about this. As a matter of fact, I think she's going to try her very best to avoid it. As far as finding a job, she can. But as far as like fulfilling her purpose right now? No. When do I see her finally figuring that out? I would give it actually a year. And she'll pick it up pretty quickly. Tell her to meditate with the silver method. I think you guys remember when I talked about that, right? Well, this is the book. Tell her to read this book. But the meditation program is this one. All righty. Well, one more year, all right? One more year of putting up with that, all right? One more year of indecisiveness and pause. And she will finally have that figured out. Promise. Has she been hiding some of your money away secretly? Because, all right, I am too. Oh, wow. 5,000 worth of tattoo work. Wonderful. Has she been hiding some money? Yes. Yes, I am seeing that, but I'm also seeing her using tactics, or she has an idea or ways of trying to keep you around. But I'm seeing like rejuvenation. I'm seeing this being revived. I don't know exactly how much she has saved behind, but I feel like that's not her only thing that I see her doing. I see her also finding tactics or doing things on purpose so that the relationship survives. So this could be, for instance, like trying to keep the spice alive, right? Um, keep the relationship spicy, sexy, stuff like that. Um, Nevertheless, the relationship is telling me right here that there's gonna be a rejuvenation of some kind. It's almost gonna feel like that was before in the very beginning. But yes, I got a definite yes as far as how she's been saving money secretly. But I don't see that being the only thing she's doing. I feel like, yeah, she's doing that as, worst case scenario in case, you know, she's left behind. But she doesn't want this to end either. Do you have any other questions for me, Max? Yeah, like I don't think it's like malicious or anything, but I think it's more like her doing it for worst case scenario kind of thing, like, but not maliciously. I don't see that. I just, because I still feel like she wants it to survive, and I still see her trying to do other things or trying to figure out other ways to make sure that it doesn't head that direction. So this can be, like I said, the example of trying to keep things sexy, trying to keep herself sexy, um, and good looking for you and stuff like that. You know. Thank you so much, Max. Don't forget to like this video, and I hope to hear from you soon. Bobby Chamberlain, are you here? Bobby, what zodiac sign are you? Alrighty, Bobby, we're going to be using the Tarot 3D by Los Caraballos, David Corsi. I feel like there's a lot of indecisiveness when it comes to career and work, but also a lot of pessimism. I think that's something that has occupied your mind, or at least your mind and your time the most in your life so far, has been love and relationships. The cards are telling me here, if you've been struggling with thinking about going back to school, that might be something you might want to consider. If you are in school, then it's about continuing that. Because either there has been thoughts or there will be thoughts of leaving it or taking a break. But I don't think, if you're in school, right? But if you're not in school, this is about going back to school. If you are in school, this is about continuing school. This Something that occupies your mind, or your or something that has been occupying your time and your energy has been relationships. As far as finding another job, I would say close to 2 years, more like around 19 months, where I see you finding a job. Okay? If you are not ready to have children, take your precautions. You might become a mother if you don't take your precautions, and that can interfere with you figuring out your life purpose and your career, what you're going to end up doing for the rest of your life. That can become an interference. Okay, you left your career to be in Florida. Okay, well, good thing it's only going to be 19 months. Do you have any other questions for me? Oops. Thank you, Bobby. Well, there is nobody else on the list. With the exception of Age of Delicious. Age of Delicious, are you here? All right, Rosemary, whenever you're ready, go ahead and submit your question. All right, so what is your name and your zodiac sign? All right, Rose and Alex's zodiac sign. What is Alex's zodiac sign? All right. So, you're welcome. So you're a Capricorn, and your name is Rose, and you want to know if you will see Alex Sagittarius again. All right, so in the bottom of the deck, we have the Empress. And then for your spread, we have the Chariot in reverse, Justice, the Hermit in reverse, the Moon in reverse, Death, and also the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. I don't think so. We have Death. And the cards want you to know that this is a time for you to focus on yourself. The only way that we would see contact between you two again is if you reach out. But otherwise, I do not see you guys having contact again. You have any other questions for me, Rose? All right, Rose, thank you so much. Hope you like this video, and I hope to talk to you soon. All right, Max, whenever you're ready, go ahead and ask your question. going to rephrase that question. I'm going to ask if the diet that you're currently on is going to give you the results that you are looking for. All right. So we have the Ace of Pentacles. And for your spread, we have Ten of Swords in reverse, the Hanged Man in reverse, Six of Swords in reverse, Ten of Pentacles in reverse, Six of Swords in reverse, and also the Six of Wands. We're still on the reading with Six of Wands, so I feel like it's not the best one for you, as a matter of fact. I think it's going to be one of those things where I think you might take a break from it and probably revisit the diet later. But it is telling me that you will get the results that you are looking for at the end of the day. That's why I'm saying it's still good, because at the end of the day, you know, as your outcome, you have Six of Wands. So it's like you got the success card again, you know, as the outcome. So I feel like no, but you're going to get there anyway. So, no need to dwell. The challenge is to do something about it, you know, when it comes to just, you know, reaching certain goals. It's about just taking action, especially if it's certain fitness goals or general health goals. Point is to do something about it, to stay proactive in that, with that in mind. I don't think so. As a matter of fact, I think you're going to take a break from it and revisit this diet. But I think I do see you reaching your goals. All right, so I'm going to see if you're going to be in Latin America by December 2024. All right, so one card flew out. Wow, this card flew out twice. Seven of Swords. It flew out while I was shuffling, and it also flew out right now. The Hermit in reverse, and then we have Three of Cups in reverse, the World in reverse, the Devil, Nine of Cups, Judgment in reverse, or in this case, this deck, it would be called Karma in reverse, and also the Queen of Cups. I'm seeing confrontation and tension during this time. I feel like it's not that you wouldn't be able to, it's just that, again, I'm seeing confrontations, I'm seeing tension in the air, which might cause things to get complicated on that sense rather than financial reasons, for not being able to go, you know? Because I'm still getting Nine of Cups, so I feel like that could be the answer for all of them. But from what I'm seeing right here, is this whole thing about who to go with, and issues with tension and confrontation. I don't really see conflict. I'm seeing confrontation. Talking about things that need to be brought up. And remember, the focus or the goal here to help, remember when you asked for advice, was focus on the end goal. You have any other questions for me, Max? Tell me, Max, why don't you like Florida? What's going on with Florida? Why are you so done with Florida? All right, I'm still seeing right here, 5 of Swords. Playing the blame game. Mountains, yes, definitely mountains. You might go by yourself. Or again, I'm seeing this thing about a break or a pause. I was born and raised, LOL. It's suffocating due to the urban sprawl, humidity, and noise. I like the Vista Mountains, also like the arid climates. I need more nature around me. It's got a certain energy that's too active physically, too. It's too busy. You would notice if you spent time here. My lease ends December 30th, but I want to leave early, like November 30th. Yes, I do think mountains would be a little bit more possible, definitely. But I'm really seeing tension within your relationship during this time. No, I'm not psychically seeing it. I'm seeing it in the cards. Tension within the relationship, within the home, marriage life, family life. Max, do you have any other questions for me tonight? Oh, I see. So basically, the way I worded the question, or the way I worded the reading was, these tensions that I see within your relationship, what are they about? And I'm saying that it's because we are losing focus on what's important, on what will help the relationship survive. We may be focusing on all the wrong tactics or all the wrong things, and focusing on those things to help it survive, rather than focusing on things that will help it survive. For instance, I feel like for your wife, Sabrina, I feel like in a way she can be a bit of a coward. When it comes to expressing her feelings, or when it comes to being completely vulnerable with you. And I just don't have any other word to use, but she can be a bit of a coward about it too. When it comes to sharing those things, she would rather save face, or she would rather avoid the conversation fully. I think you know her well enough to know. I think she needs to stop being such a coward. I think that's a big problem here. I think what you want is someone who can be just as vulnerable, because I think that would be very healing for you. I think it would be very reassuring for you. You guys have been together for a very long time. The thing is that I feel like this is going to be something that's always going to bother you, because I feel like she's really going to struggle with this. And I feel like this is always going to be a problem for you. This isn't going to be something that you're just going to accept with, like, okay, she just really sucks at opening up. I'm just going to have to learn to accept it. I don't think you're ever going to learn to accept it. I think the fact that she can't be completely vulnerable is going to be something that's going to hurt you, going to continue to hurt you, and it's going to continue to be a battle for you. I feel like sometimes she feels like she doesn't want to be fully vulnerable, because she feels like she's not worthy of you. She feels like she's not worthy of you. That's why she feels like it's not worth fully opening up to you. Interesting. How does that make you feel? Well, this could be where we see what we've talked about earlier about her trying to look good for you. Maybe all this cosmetic stuff. Maybe it's not just a personal thing for her, right? So it can be a lot of things. So I feel like she doesn't fully open up because I'm seeing a bit of, cowardness here. I am seeing right here too as well, her not feeling worthy. I'm seeing this continuing to be a problem for you. But I'm really tempted to say if this ends, it would be because of you. You would be the one to end it. Okay. That will be good enough because it's telling me right here she doesn't want it to end, but part of me really feels like the cards are saying right here that it is going to be something that is going to bother you. I mean, who wouldn't? But that's actually a normal thing for Sagittarius. So that's actually a natural Sagittarius thing. So if you've ever read about Sagittariuses, I mean, that's actually a very common thing. I can even say that for myself, having a father who's a Sagittarius and saying my parents' relationship. I don't think my father had a problem with just about anything when it comes to communication. So, problem solved. Tony intended. Okay, great, perfect. Because I don't really see the need to, you know. And I'm not saying you should. It just felt like you maybe we can periodically go to marriage counseling for her to periodically share designated time so she can feel vulnerable in a safe space, even though I make it so easy to talk to me. Thanks so much. You're welcome, Max. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like this video if you haven't already. All right, so Stevie is a Pisces. You are a Gemini. You want to know if he thinks about you and if he'll find you and if you guys will be together again. Okay, well, those are 3 different questions. How about if we ask one question? I'll go ahead and ask if he still thinks about you, okay? So, Adrienne, I'll ask that question, but if you want me to ask those other 2 questions, then you would have to submit a donation per question, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and see if CB, well, can you give me his first name? No initials. Can you give me his first name? Chad. Perfect. So Chad Pisces, so let's see if Chad Pisces still thinks about Adrienne Gemini. Actually, let me use a different tarot deck. So, does Chad still think about you? I feel like Chad is more of the out of sight, out of mind kind of person. I do see that he is someone who is very much focused on the present and on himself with the Hermit card right there. Also, in the bottom of the deck, we have the King of Pentacles. So, someone who's very present, out of sight, out of mind. With the Hermit, this is someone who's very focused on himself. If he is studying, or if he's someone who likes to study, someone who likes to learn, he could be someone who's just focused on that. So, to answer your question, I would say that he's pretty much focused on what he has going on right now. So I would say no. Do you have any other questions for me, Adrienne? Do you want to know still if you guys will if you will hear from him again, if you guys will reunite? Alrighty, thank you. All right, guys, I will be leaving in about 3 minutes. So, last calls for last readings. All right, guys, thank you so much for a very successful live stream tonight. Once again, I will be back tomorrow at 9 p.m. Pacific time. So thank you so much. Take care. Blessed be. Namaste. And I hope to see you all again tomorrow night. Bye.